Good morning. Thanks for joining me at Coffee with Kory. I got to start this week with a success story. Last week we talked about the concept of trading in your home to purchase a new one. Well, I was able to do that this week. I was able to work out a deal to purchase someone's home to allow them to purchase another one of the listings that we have, and just excited for everybody involved. Obviously the parties involved are thrilled to be able to make things happen, and I was glad to be able to play a part in that. So, you know, we chatted about that specifically to the house that I was working at last weekend at 1308 South Parkview Boulevard in Brandon. And we haven't put that one together yet, but that one is open again this weekend, along with a handful of other homes. And I'm sure Nikki will probably put a link here on Coffee with Kory to the homes that we've got open this weekend. So go out, chat with my team members. Hopefully you'll find the property that you've been looking for. So that's the work item for the week. I've got a whole bunch of little snippets that I got to give you for my week. I'm going to be as succinct as I can with a lot of them. But Jossie and I went to a fundraiser last week. It was a great event. And one of the guys that has a shop office next to ours, you know, there's just like a long parking lot, like through where our buildings are at, and then on through where there's a handful of other shops and offices. And he comes up to me and he goes, "Kory, I got to tell you this." He goes, "I hired a guy to run one of our divisions," and he comes up to me the other day and he goes, "Hey, do you know Kory Davis?" And of course, he goes, "Well, yeah." He goes, "The office is right there. I've known him for years." And he goes, "I've never met that guy, but he is always smiling. Every time he drives through the parking lot, he's smiling. He always waves at me." And so this guy, Ryan, is the guy's name in the office next to us. He said, "Kory, I had to tell you that." And I'm so glad that you did, man. That is just a good reminder for me that even when you don't know you're having an impact, a lot of times you can be having an impact on people. You know, just be pleasant, be happy, and it is amazing how that can spread to other people. So I enjoyed that story, and I really appreciate you letting me know that. I've had interactions with a handful of people this week. I reached out to a good friend of mine to have coffee next week. When she shot her reply back to me, she goes, "Well, of course I'd love to have coffee with Kory. Anytime I can have coffee with Kory in person versus just online, it's always a treat." And I'm like, wow, I did not know that she was joining us here on the weekends, because we've never chatted about that before. So that's one more person. And I got to go into one other one as well. So there's a gentleman that we've done some real estate business with, lives outside of town, and comes in the other day and left a message with my front desk that he wanted to meet with me. So we met later in the day, and when I get together with him, I thought we were probably going to be talking about more real estate stuff, and we weren't. He wanted to tell me about a ministry that he's getting involved with here in Sioux Falls, and what he's being called to do. And it was a really great conversation. It was completely unexpected, and I was thrilled that he reached out to me to share that with me. And but as he gets ready to leave, he says, "You know, Kory, my wife actually told me about Coffee with Kory, so I've been joining those sessions." And we chatted about the fact that I think he was caught off guard as well, that we don't talk about real estate very much. We just talk about stories with buddies and everything else. And I got the sense that was refreshing for him. And you know, as I've said often when we get together, that to me is why we're here and why we're doing this. When I get to, when I get to hear from those of you that I don't get to talk to very often, it's a big treat for me. I've got to leave you with a little something that I saw on social media last week. It was a clip that says something to the effect of, make a habit of reaching out to people just because they cross your mind. And you know, I've aspired to do that, but I don't do it as frequently as I should, and I'm gonna start doing that even more. But the point that I really wanted to talk about with that is that was a good opportunity for me to take a little screenshot of that, and I sent it to mom and dad. They finally have a smartphone. Just got it here a few weeks ago, so now they can text with me. And I've promised them the text messages are not going to replace the phone calls, but it is nice to be able to send short little clips. And so that was the first text message that I sent to mom, just to let her know that I was thinking of her. And I was proud of her. She was able to reply back. So we're off and running with the text messages with mom and dad. Getting into that new wave of technology is it's pretty exciting. So thanks for joining me again this week, you guys. As I say every week, it's not lost on me that you take part of your day to have coffee with me, and those of you that reach out directly, it always brings a smile on my face. So thank you very much for doing that. And I hope to see you again next week at Coffee with Kory.